Hello everyone, you're watching PokerNews.com and welcome back to our coverage of the last ever EPT. We are here in Prague. I'm with David Peters. Now, you have been on quite a heater this year, specifically the end of the year, even more so, both online and live. And you tweeted something out a couple weeks ago at the very end of November, just talking about momentum and how real it actually is. Of course, it's a sort of physics term as well, but talk to me a little bit about what momentum means in poker.
I mean, momentum can be a crazy thing. It just, things start to go your way, you start to get confidence, you start to not second guess some of your plays maybe. I don't know, it's just, you can't even really describe it. It just definitely had it these past few months.
It's crazy. And then, so obviously it works on a sort of macro level in terms of, the year as a whole has been going great. Yeah. But then even just now, you're definitely one of the chip leaders at this point, chipping up. So is it something that you also see on the micro level quite frequently at just various points during tournaments?
Yeah, you definitely see it. I mean, just even small pots, little things that aren't like huge pots, just like people not having hands when you see bet, and just like kind of small things like that, and they just keep adding up to a lot. But yeah, it's definitely very relevant for sure.
Well, of course, we as human beings are always trying to ascribe meanings to things that may or may not actually have meaning. But that being said, outside of this positive, element of momentum, I think there's also something to speak to in terms of the negative sides of the opposite of positive momentum. So talk to me a little bit about, when people are on downswings or when you're battling an opponent who's on this really positive momentum, how do you combat that? How do you keep yourself moving in a good direction in the face of not so good momentum?
I mean, it's all about your mindset. People can second guess themselves or lose or start to have doubt about their plays when they're on a downswing, or they can also, if they're playing against someone who's on a big upswing or momentum is in their favor, they can kind of get scared or like worried about this person keeps making all these big hands and now it like messes with their head. You just have to stay composed and play the best you can regardless of who has the momentum or doesn't, and just try and play the hand the best you can, and just whatever happens, happens.
Well, I guess in a really basic level, I also want to ask you about this hand that just went down. Everyone was staying into the break, and then two players were like, whoa, nice hand. So what happened? What did I miss?
I just raised the button with 8-9 of clubs. It came, big blind called. It came 7-5-2, 2 clubs. I see bet. Turned the ace of clubs. I turned a flush. He checked. I bet. He called. River was a 3, so a 4 would now be a straight. He checked. I bet 145, and he thought for a while and called, and I was good.
You'll just take it.
I'll take it.
I'll give you some time on your break, but I just wanted to ask you one more thing about this momentum. And of course, any really professional poker player is playing within their bankroll, within their means, or at least they should be in order to make the right decisions. But when you're on this heater and you're making a lot more money, how much does that affect making decisions a little easier when you're not ever stressed out about the money?
Yeah, it definitely helps when you're not stressed about the money. It also helps take bigger pieces of yourself, and I try to control myself a little bit and not go too crazy, but it's tough when everything's going your way. So
it's poker, you got to gamble. Who win, Kui win, that's all we're saying. All right, cool. I'll give you some time on your break. Of course, we hope that this momentum keeps going for you. Heater. I feel like you won. I did a winner interview with you on a high roller. Was it here? Malta?
It was in Malta.
Yeah. Just more. Let's keep these last EPT trophies in the family. David Peters, I'm Sarah Herring. You're with us on PokerNews.com.